Welcome to another episode of Live Feed with your host, Richard Santiago. Live Feed is proudly sponsored by Vimeo.com and TravelingTechTeacher.com. For all of your digital resources, log in to TravelingTechTeacher.com. And by The Bully Exposed, a nonprofit organization geared to helping survivors of bullying. So let them help you.
Hello, and welcome to the show. Just in case you're joining us for the first time, this is Live Feed with your host, Richard Santiago. And last time I checked my fake ID, I was Richard Santiago. On one of our last show, we talked about a friend of mine who unfortunately currently had a heart attack or complications with his heart. I haven't got the full story yet. And he had to be rushed to a hospital. And so I was checking up on him the other day, and I asked him, how are you doing? How's everything? And then I asked him, did you get your intake of turmeric or ginger or any greens? And try to keep more greens in your house. It's basically what I told him in the text message. And his response back to me is a response that everybody has, okay? And even I'm sure I've had it before when I used to eat meat. And his response was, I would like to do that, but I don't have money, end quote. This is a common thing that people think a lot of. And we created a video, you can go check it out in our IGTV section, where I went into a Burger King and I ordered a Whopper, fries, and a soft drink. Okay, I didn't have it for me. All those things came out to about $13 and change. Then I went into my grocery store and I purchased $13 worth of items from the produce section. And I ate for 3 days. Do you remember that video? I hope you guys do remember that video. Whereas the $13 I spent in Burger King only went for one meal. That was it. So there is a myth that people think that, well, I have to eat fast food because I don't have the money to eat vegetables. And yes, some vegetables are expensive. Yes, I agree with that. Sometimes I'll buy some things and I'll say, wow, I can't believe that cost me whatever it is for just this little bit of fruit. That is true. But the basic things do not. A good bunch of arugula lettuce, which is very good for you, it's not going to cost you a lot of money. While I'm on the subject of vegetables, please try your best to stay away from lettuce. Okay, iceberg lettuce, there's no nutrients and there's no flavor. And I think that's a lot of reasons why people that try to go vegan are deterred, because all they really know is iceberg lettuce, and they buy iceberg lettuce, and it is cheap. It's 99 cents a head. You buy a bunch. So even though iceberg lettuce is a good way to prove my point of you can purchase $13 worth of food and have a $13 worth of Burger King and still have food. So yes, but iceberg lettuce really has no nutrition according to my nutritionist that I chat with, and it really has no flavor, so people get kind of deterred. Now you can buy dandelion leaves, you could buy some arugula, and then buy an iceberg and a lettuce for 99 cents, chop that up and mix it with that so that you stretch all these vegetables. But for me, I just tend to stay away from iceberg lettuce. That's me. Back on track. So I've proven to you guys that feel that you don't have the money to buy vegetable produce and prefer to eat at fast food restaurants, which is hurting your health. I've proven that doesn't work. Not only to mention there's another way you have to think of it. So my friend was rushed to the hospital in an emergency vehicle. He's going to pay a lot of money for that. I would say that to go from an average trip from a house to hospital in an emergency vehicle is probably about $5,000. Some people might tell you more. But let's just take an average, person lives close to the hospital, costs $5,000. Now with insurance, probably out of that $5,000, you might pay $1,000. Just to keep numbers around, okay? We don't want to confuse anyone. So that's $1,000. How much vegetables can you buy with $1,000? Right? A lot. So you have to think of it this way. The eating right is going to keep you out of the hospital. So any bills that you get from that are gone, zero. Because you're going to the doctor. Like I go to the doctor, sure. Go to the doctor, I get blood work, so that keeps you out of the doctor's office. Okay, so that's something you got to think about. And a lot of people are not thinking about that. They're thinking, I got $10 in my pocket, 10 $1 hamburgers, and that's what I'm going to buy because it's cheap. But with that $10, you could also buy other things that are going to keep you healthy so you don't have to go to the doctor. People don't factor in that, you have $10, that you only spend $10 a day, let's just say, on food because you buy 10 Whoppers or, whatever, the $1 meals that you buy. But now you're spending $50, $60 at the hospital. And when you're a young kid, I guess that doesn't bother. But when you're a little older and all that starts to hurt your heart and stuff like that, it's very important to remember these things. So, like I tell you guys, don't take my word for it. Don't ever take my word. Go see for yourself. Go out, buy yourself your usual Whopper burger or whatever it is that you buy at your, Slappy Meals and all that. Go get your Slappy Meal. Figure out how much you pay for that, and then go and try and buy vegetables. And this is the thing that people don't understand either. When you're not going to the doctor anymore, you're gonna find that you have more money for vegetables. And you say, okay, today I'm gonna splurge and I'm gonna buy asparagus. Asparagus are pretty expensive. So I'm gonna buy myself some asparagus because I have the extra money. So yes, at first you'll be buying, like I said, you might save some money and buy an iceberg lettuce to kind of make the other expensive lettuce kind of stretch out. That's important. And basically here is we got to stop making excuses. We make excuses. What does this all have to do with bullying? I'm glad you asked. Because when you eat right, you feel right. And if you feel right, you feel that you can take on your bully. So that's how it helps. But it also helps in the fact that we make excuses as human beings. And I'm guilty of it too. One thing that I know that I said to my friend, and this is what I want to really stress out to you guys. Let's see. My wife always tells me, oh my God, get off your high horse. That I sound like I'm acting like I'm better than everyone when I talk about this. I hope that's not how I came off. To me, anyone who thinks I'm coming off that way just doesn't want to make changes in their lives, and that's a cop-out. So please don't take it away. It's just so amazing to me how easy it is to eat right and to be healthy and to be a healthier version of ourselves, is what I wrote. But we make it so difficult when it's so simple. And that's the truth about a lot of things in life, guys. It's so simple, but we make it more difficult. So let's stop coming up with excuses as to why we don't do things and just go out and do them. I think that's very important. And that's what I want to encourage you to. So, again, I'm going to apologize to you guys if you feel that I'm riding on my high horse. I'm sorry. I don't feel that way. It's just someone explained it to me. I was just like you guys. I remember a couple of years ago I wrote on my Facebook account that I don't think I could ever give up meat. And now I'm almost 6 years probably now. I haven't really tracked it. 6 years without meat, without eating meat. And back then I thought, no way, I'm giving it up. When you put more vegetables in your life than meat, you will find that the meat really doesn't taste as good as you once thought it did. Or it makes you notice also, it may taste as good because we put tons of flavoring in it, but the way you feel afterwards makes you want to say, I think I should stay away from this. So I hope you guys take the lesson out of this show today, which is let's not make any more excuses. Let's not say we don't have the money. Let's not say we don't have the time to eat right. One thing that people used to always tell me is that they don't have time to exercise. And your life is an exercise, guys. I remember when I was a kid and before Karate Kid came out, it was Kylie. So I would tell my instructor, I don't study for a test right now. As soon as I'm done studying for that test, I will start to come back to classes. And he didn't like that, and good for him. So what he told me to do was, no, when you study, you do your martial arts, you do it. And so I would pretend this is a book. So I would have my book in front of me, and I was doing all the movements and everything else while I was studying. And it's sort of like the same thing that the thing they were trying to teach on Karate Kid. If you didn't get it, you work and you work, wax on, wax off, right? And you work, and then before you know it, hey, show me wax on, or show me wax off. You're doing blocking. It's the same way, and that's what I'm so glad that my instructor told me that, who's also my uncle. Yeah, I'm so glad that he told me that. When you work, you do your practice. And that's what I do. When I'm at work, sitting at my desk, creating films, I'm doing yoga. I'm doing the stand-up yoga moves where, whenever I can. I'm doing, stretches. I'm doing basically yoga while I work because I know we don't have time to just dedicate an hour to working out. Sometimes I'd rather walk. Then, I'm going to walk today somewhere rather than take my car because I have time and I need to get my exercise. And that's what we need to do. That's really what we need to do. So I hope you guys learn and think to yourself, write it up on a piece of paper and stick it to your door in your room if you have to, guys. Not going to make excuses. When you find yourself making excuses, find a way to do what you have to do and still do whatever it is. And your parents might say, you have chores today, but I want to work out. Find a way to do your chores and to work out at the same time. That's what my instructor told me, and that's something that I do today, years later. So keep that in mind. Thank you for watching the show. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe and comment. What do you think? What excuses do you find yourself making, and how did you overcome them? Let us know.
That's going to do it for us on this episode of Live Feed. We want to remind you to smash that heart or thumbs up icon, comment to let us know what you think about this video, and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, and follow us on Instagram.
Subscribe to our YouTube at
This episode of Live Feed with your host, Richard Santiago, is proudly brought to you by Vimeo.com and the TravelingTechTeacher.com for all of your digital resources. Log in to TravelingTechTeacher.com. And also brought to you by TheBullyExposed.com, a non-profit organization geared at helping survivors of bullying. Remember, anyone can wear the crown. Anyone can be a hero. Be kind to one another and have a great day. Goodbye.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already.